Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be comfort food for the entire family. Weight Watchers friendly video number 3. I love bringing these comfort food videos to you, especially at a time where, as you know, I've been sick with a cold. It's going around like crazy. It's fall officially as of the 22nd. So why not bring you all the good, fantastic, comforting foods of the season? So tonight's comfort series food is going to be chicken and dumplings. Who doesn't love that? Weight Watchers friendly. So again, thank you for tuning in. Please comment below if you enjoy this series or any recipes that you would like to see me give to you on this series. I would love any feedback that you have to offer. And again, let's get started with comfort food, video number 3, chicken and dumplings. And here is tonight's comfort food recipe. Tonight, for comfort in this chilly fall weather, right before winter hits, let's get comfortable. Let's eat some food that makes us happy and cozy. So tonight we are going to have chicken and dumplings, and then we are going to have delicata squash. So here is what is in the chicken and dumplings. So we have salt, pepper, and thyme. The recipe calls for poultry seasoning, which I don't have, so I am going to add some thyme. Fat-free chicken broth. Of course, boneless, skinless chicken breasts. And then a low-fat Bisquick or some sort of a baking mix, celery, carrots, low-fat or fat-free milk, and then I am going to roast up this delicata squash. So let's start with tonight's comfort meal. So the first thing we're going to do for our chicken and dumplings is we are going to slice up 3 ribs of celery and 1 cup, so I did 4 carrots, peeled 4 carrots, 1 cup of sliced carrots, and then I am also going to slice up my delicata squash. And with the delicata squash, you do not have to peel it first. So I'm going to cut it lengthwise and de-seed it, and we'll roast that in the oven. So let's get started slicing up our vegetables for our chicken and dumplings. We're going to go ahead and get our delicata squash in the oven. So the first thing we're going to do is spray our cookie sheet with some cooking spray so it doesn't stick to the bottom. And then we're going to take our pieces of squash, and I'm just going to kind of lay them out on the cookie sheet. And then we are going to drizzle them with olive oil and with some salt. Drizzle them with olive oil and add some salt and pepper. And there's our delicata squash on the cooking sheet. Now we're going to add our olive oil and salt and pepper. I'm going to use the Trader Joe's organic olive oil. And what I usually do is just pour it in the lid, and then I can kind of drizzle it over my item a little bit easier. So the squash itself is going to be 0 points on any plan. And then you would just want to account for the olive oil. So I am going to, depending on how much squash I eat, I'll let you know when I plate my food, but I probably will end up counting it as 1 to 2 points, just depending on how many pieces I end up eating. And then I'm going to add some pepper. And the delicata squash, I purchased this from Trader Joe's. I'll link that haul video above here so you can see all the good stuff I purchased at Trader Joe's. But The delicata squash comes with a sticker. Here, I'll show it to you. Comes with a sticker on the squash that tells you how to prepare it. So it tells you the temperature, what to season it with. So that made it really easy since I've never had this squash before. And then lastly, I'm just going to add a little bit of sea salt to my squash. And then this will just bake in the oven at 400 until it's cooked through. All right, as you can see, I have grabbed a big pan. And it does call for a Dutch oven. I don't have one, so I went ahead and just grabbed a big pan here, and I just finished cooking down my chicken. I sliced it into cubes and cooked that down into my chicken. Everything goes in this pan, by the way. Very easy, quick recipe. I'm going to add in my diced vegetables, so my carrots, my celery that you saw me dice up, and I'm going to let that cook just so that those vegetables get softened. So you can see that I have added those to my pan. So I'm just going to let those cook down just a little bit until they're soft. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. I did let my vegetables cook down until they have softened. And then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to start with our chicken broth. So I'm going to add all of my chicken broth. The recipe called for cans, but I had the carton, so I went ahead and just did the math and made sure that I added the same amount of chicken broth carton-wise that would have been in the cans. So I've added that, and then I'm also going to add my seasonings. So my thyme, go ahead and add that. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to kind of wing it as I usually do with my spices. And then I'm going to add in my black pepper. And then the last spice that we're going to add in is our salt. So our sea salt. And we're going to bring that to a boil. And we are going to let that simmer. And then we will add our dumplings once it's come to a boil and simmered for just a few minutes. While our soup is coming to a boil and simmering, we are going to prepare our dumplings. So it's very easy. I have measured out 2/3 of a cup of the milk. So we're going to put that in a bowl, and then our 1 2/3 cup of our reduced fat baking mix. That is going to also go in the bowl, and then you are basically going to mix these together, combine these so that they essentially make a dough, and those will just be dropped by the spoonful into our soup once it is finished simmering. And there's our biscuit dough. So as soon as it's done simmering, we'll drop these in there, and our chicken and dumplings will be done. All right, so my stew has been boiling and simmering. So I'm essentially going to just drop spoonfuls of my dumplings in. And then you are to let that cook an additional 10 minutes to make sure that those dumplings get cooked through. So I will show you what it looks like before we plate it for our meal. And here is the chicken and dumplings. It smells so good, you guys, and it looks so good. The perfect comfort food. My squash is about done, and I will show you that, and then I will show you our plated meal. And on that screen, I will include all of the classic Smart Points and Points Plus. Yeah, this is definite comfort food. And here is the cooked delicata squash. I'm thinking it could get a little bit browner, but it's been in a lot longer than it said. So we're going to try it like this. And I think if I ever make it again and we want it a little crispier, I will put it under broil for a couple minutes. But let's get this plated up and let's have our dinner. All right, and here it is all plated. So there is 1 serving of the chicken and dumplings. The recipe makes 6 servings. So it's a pretty good size amount of food. And then there is the delicata squash. And I tried it and it is so good. So this is going to be tonight's dinner. All right, friends, we're going to round out our comfort food recipe with some comfort food dessert. This is the caramel apple crisp that I made in my fall baking series video number 3, which I will post that link above. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so, so good. I will, of course, post the points on the screen as well. And I topped it with a couple of tablespoons of the non-dairy almond milk Ready Whip. Wow, can't talk today. But I'm telling you, this Ready Whip has Tastes exactly the same as the one with dairy. So this is going to be dessert, which will round out my evening. Thank you again for tuning in to Comfort Food, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, like and comment below on maybe any recipes you'd like to see in my comfort food videos. So thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video.